how much I need you.
Yeah, blue jeans, Air Ones, and a white tee. 06 hanging out the window like E. High feet on one, off a bottle might be my tree. Smoking Agent Orange High C.
Welcome to a brand new story video. This one is going to be another story that happened to me last year when I was in 6th class. So in 6th class, about halfway through the year, the school had a building that they didn't use because they built a new part of the school and now they had a prefab that they no longer used. So they had the idea to turn it into a library. So it started off as this big ambitious idea and we were all going to have to chip in, we were all going to have to check in books for the other years in the school. But let's just say that never really happened. So it kind of did. We got all the books in, we got them all checked into the system on the computer. We had this program and it could tell whether a book was checked in and checked out and everything. And it was kind of a novelty, we sort of enjoyed it for the first while. We'd do it at break time and we would just basically check books in for the younger kids. But eventually this started to all fall apart. Kids say, oh yeah, I gave back that book. But they never gave the book back. Books started to be stolen. People started to go into the library when it was open and when they weren't supposed to go in, and they just take books thinking, yeah, I'll just take this. They'll know I took it out somehow even though I never checked it out. And yeah, it was kind of a disaster. So about 2 or 3 weeks into it, they decided, right, this isn't working. We're just going to stop letting people take out books and we are going to just find all the books. And I think they were going to just send them all back to the library where they got them. They're either going to do that or just start checking them in and out again. I don't really know because I wasn't a major part of this project. But anyways, it took about 4 to 5 weeks and we do it almost every day at break time, and sometimes even during school time we do it. Just going around to classes, trying to find books, checking them in, putting them all in alphabetical order in the shelves. But somehow, even that system didn't work. People always used to say, oh yeah, we gave the books back. They didn't. Stuff like that happened. So we kind of just started to take advantage of the fact that the library existed. What we would do is go into the library. We'd given up at this stage because we're like, right, these books aren't going to be found. These kids have them and we didn't even know what to do. We didn't tell the teacher. And me and a group of my friends used to just tell everyone that, oh yeah, the teacher told us that we're the only ones allowed in the library. So it was me and about 10, maybe 12 other people, so almost half the class, a good portion of the class. Sometimes people just wouldn't go in, but we used to always go in at lunchtime. We'd bring our phones and we would pump tunes. They had these speakers left over from an old classroom. We found them in one of the drawers. They were these white big speakers, and they had the audio jacks for them were these fat cables. And I needed to bring in some sort of an adapter to make it work with my phone. And the size of the subwoofer is it was basically the size of a microwave. So yeah, we used to blast tunes. We'd have one lad at the door checking to see if a teacher's coming. And if a teacher came, we would turn off the speakers, I'd grab my phone and we'd run out the back door. And it's kind of a difficult setup to describe, but basically the way the back door was is you can't open it from the outside. So once you shut it, then that's it. And sometimes the teachers used to lock the door when they came in and found that there was no one in there, so they'd just walk out again and lock the door. So we used to have to always leave the back door open a little bit, so if we wanted to go back in, we could. But the way the back door was, the second you go out, it was another prefab that was used. I don't really know what it was used for. They just didn't have a place to put it, so they put it right there beside the library, and there was an area to hide sort of behind it, so even if the teachers did think you were going out the back door, they would just go around and they wouldn't find you because you're hiding behind the prefab. So it was a pretty good system. It was solid. We used to go in there, we used to go on the internet on the computer that was in there, absolutely blast music, it was so loud. And it occurred to us that you can hear that music from the other side of the yard. All the teachers knew that we were in there, either that or they were all deaf, and they knew there was music being played from the library. And we only realised this about 3 weeks into it. But we didn't really care because the teachers didn't care, so we just kept playing music and nothing ever happened. But then eventually one week, one of the guys that was doing lookout came up to us and said, "There is a teacher coming." So we all tried to run out the back door, but there were a few kids holding the back door, so we were stuck in there. So we thought, shit, we're gonna have to hide somewhere. So we hide in the library. And I think I hid behind a beanbag or something, like in the corner of the room. I put a beanbag over myself and I just stayed there. And a few guys got caught, and he walked in and I realised, oh wait, my phone is still up there plugged into the speakers, and he's gonna see it. And when you turn on my phone, the first thing you see is like my lock screen wallpaper is the thing that says Billy's phone, and it's like this cool pic I made. So he's instantly gonna know it's my phone. He's gonna take the phone. My parents are gonna have to come in to get the phone back, and I'm gonna get in a bit of trouble for blasting music in the library when I'm not even supposed to be in the library. The teachers were fairly strict about it, but he gave out to the people that were in there, told them to get out, and he locked both of the doors. Well, no, not both of them. He didn't lock the back door because there was no lock. It was like a fire exit door. You can't open it from the outside. The only way of using it is by pushing the little like thing from the inside. So he somehow didn't see my phone, which was probably turned on, and I don't even know, it might have been playing music really quietly or something. But me and like the 3 other guys that were hiding just were like delighted because we didn't get caught. So we instantly started playing Cult 45. That was the main song that we used to play. We knew all the words of it. Probably not the best song that a 12 or 11-year-old should know. But yeah, we used to just play that song really loud and we all used to sing it. It kind of got a bit out of hand a few days after that because everyone started to come in, like more than half the class. We all used to be in there. And the teachers were probably wondering, where is all of 6th class? Like, you know, none of them are out in the yard. And yeah, everyone started going mad, like throwing stuff around the library, making a complete mess. I think a pair of headphones that were in there got broken, like someone just threw them at a wall or something. And the same guy who was throwing the baby bells up at the roof, if you remember that video, he started jumping on top of one of the shelves, and this is funny to think back to actually. He was like jumping on top of the shelf. It was like 4 layers and each layer had books on it, and he started jumping on top of it, and then the front layer of the shelf broke, and then it was kind of a domino effect. Like the top part of the shelf just broke and he caved in under him. And then after that, every single level just fell in and all of them were broken. So what do? We run out and we just close the door behind us, and he's still in there, and we're just like, oh crap. A teacher probably heard that because it was quite a loud noise, much louder than the music anyway. And we kind of just don't go in the library for a few weeks. Well, maybe it wasn't a few weeks, it was about 6 or 7 days. And then eventually we went back in, and the shelf and all the books on the shelf were just gone. Like they didn't bother like checking or asking people who it was. They just were like, okay, well, that's, you know, probably about 300 euros down the drain. Like maybe not 300, probably about 100, because the shelf might have cost 60 and then like 40 euros in books because they all got like crumpled up and probably ripped as well. I didn't really see because I was just gone. The guy that did it never really got in trouble. He was fine. Like he didn't hurt himself too badly or anything. Probably just hurt his leg a little bit. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this story. My name is Billy, your Pigman Productions. Peace out.
Or, as we lay here, you won't bother your questions. You're asking why you can't stay here. The truth, I'm trying to lose all my feelings before they appear. Wanna be clear, but it's hard with this naked body. I lay near, I know I should've chose someone that matters. No bitches, I'm wishing I listened. I could've saved my heart from the stitches. We're kissing, I listen. You're telling me your favorite position, when really all I wanna hear is that you're loyal and driven.